Only the strongest, brightest, and best equipped stand a chance in nature's relentless battle. Survival demands an edge, a skill, or talent unmatched and unexpected. Who are the elite core of the animal world, born for action and gifted by nature with super senses? Follow as we search out the best soldiers in their class, shaped by millions of years of evolution. To qualify for Special Forces. Off the northeast coast of North America lurks an ancient destroyer, 400 years in the making. A killer who's had plenty of time to get it right. Great White Shark. An elite core out of more than 500 species of sharks, the 2,300-kilogram great white is legendary for his ferocity. This Special Forces submariner devotes 70% of his brain to sniffing out his next meal. His nostrils, specialized only for sniffing and not for breathing, funnel smells to the largest olfactory organ of any true shark. The nostrils, located beneath his snout, lead to a part of the brain called the olfactory bulb. Great whites and elite core can detect one drop of blood in 100 liters of water and can sense even tiny amounts of blood from a long way off. He already smells dinner on the table, even from 5 kilometers away. And that's bad news for one unlucky gray seal. She escaped some sort of attack already. But her bleeding wound has marked her for death. As the shark swims, he moves his head side to side, pushing water into his nose. When the odor of blood reaches one nostril before the other, he knows that's the direction to head. These elite warriors have a one-way olfactory organ. By inhaling through one opening while exhaling through the other, these Special Forces never lose track of the scent they've locked onto. As he nears his target, the great white speeds up to 24 kilometers per hour thanks to his torpedo shape and powerful tail. He'll usually strike suddenly from below. But the injured seal makes an easy meal. Guided by his nose till the final moment, he digs in with a bite like 300 serrated steak knives. The waters of the Galapagos are a Special Forces gathering ground. The concentration of prey drives the elite core of sharks into a feeding frenzy, an insane feast where it pays to be ferocious. And among the most ferocious are the tiger sharks. Along with the great whites, tiger sharks have the biggest olfactory organs of their family. These Special Forces use that sense of smell for hunting and also defense. One of the few predators that dares to engage with the tiger shark is coming: killer whales. Working together, this elite corps targets a more convenient reef shark. But just one. Sharks can recognize an animal by the smell of its blood, and the bleeding shark warns his comrades that it's time to retreat. The shark's keen sense of smell, honed over millions of years, has helped make these fish super predators and assures their elite position at the top of the food chain. Out of the depths of the ocean and into the endless skies. An expedition to the outposts of Europe reveals one of the animal kingdom's greatest covert surveillance experts, part of an elite corps that lives everywhere except the poles. Who else but the barn owl? She can pluck small rodents entirely hidden in the grass, thanks to her super sense of hearing. Along with her ears, her whole face is fine-tuned for eavesdropping on the woodland. The ear openings are on her face, just behind the eyes. Each has a different shape, and one sits higher than the other for reconnaissance above and below. With such acute hearing, she doesn't even need to see when she hunts. Like a drone, she sweeps the ground, maybe 3 meters high, listening for the telltale sounds of her prey. Until she hears a rodent. Now it's just quick hover and strike. In true Special Forces fashion, she's silent and efficient, nailing her target more often than not. She takes the dead prey from behind enemy lines, out of sight of any raptors that prey on barn owls. Her ears, tuned to the high-frequency squeaks and rustling of rodents and shrews, filter out extraneous noise. She swallows her prey whole, skin, bones, and all, and it's time for another hunt. When night falls, many animals must stop hunting, but not the Special Forces barn owl. An elite soldier, guided by her hearing, she prefers to hunt in the dark. Tiny feathers cover the owl's ear openings, and flaps of skin between the ear and the eye act as ear lids, protecting her from loud noises. You might say barn owls see the landscape with their ears. Sound creates a memory map. And even if this elite corps gets distracted, they can head right back to where they heard their prey. On the other side of the world, in similarly dry environment, lives an agile and elite corps of assassins. All 36 species make camp in the deserts, semi-deserts, or prairies of North America and into South America. Slithering through this habitat is the rattlesnake. The very sound of it strikes terror, a warning shot before a venomous bite. But the death strike is the end of their mission. What's truly remarkable is how these special forces track their prey using taste and smell. As he serpentines across the desert, he constantly flicks his tongue. It's not just for show. He's on a fact-finding mission, collecting chemical signatures from the air. Molecules stick to his tongue, which he touches to the Jacobson's organ above his palate. The organ, like a field chemistry lab, analyzes the chemical signature. The longer the tines of a snake's tongue, the more he relies on smell. If the scent of prey is stronger on one tine than the other, he knows which direction to head. Rattlesnakes pick up scent molecules in the Jacobson's organ, which transmits an impulse from the tongue to the region of the snake's brain that identifies smells. But snakes can also smell conventionally with their nostrils. So he has two separate ways of accomplishing his prey-finding mission. The snake has picked up the scent of a kangaroo rat. Target locked. He will track her wherever she goes, waiting for the sun to go down. Once he bites and injects the venom, he lets go so the victim can scratch or bite him. It looks like the prey escaped, but the venom's doing its slow work and the mission's not aborted. The rattlesnake remains on his target's scent trail and will collect it when it dies. Some of this elite rattler corps can track their prey for more than 60 minutes. That's what qualifies this slithery tracker for membership in the Animal Special Forces. Once locked on, he'll complete his mission thanks to his flicking tongue and the super senses of taste and smell. Wildebeest finds herself surrounded and outnumbered by the predators. The oceans and rivers are a battlefield. Only the best prepared stand a fighting chance. It takes sophisticated navigation systems, fine-tuned reflexes, and high-precision detection methods that go way beyond the five senses. Who are the Navy SEALs, plunging the depths and storming the beaches to face down their enemies? Which warriors has evolution made worthy to become Special Forces? To assemble our SEAL team, we begin with the most promising candidates. Oceanic icons with a fierce reputation. In the waters near South Australia, prowling commandos find power in numbers. Patrolling the oceans in pods of up to 30, their name says it all. Orca, or killer whales. Graceful and elegant, strong and stealthy, these special forces are built for battle. And it's not just their size of around 6 meters that makes these cruisers close to undefeatable. Orca's super senses include sophisticated sonar to navigate, hunt, and communicate. This pod prepares to head out on its traditional migratory maneuvers toward cold waters in Antarctica. To stay on mission, these Navy SEALs emit clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls. Clicking probably helps them navigate, avoid obstacles, and pick out prey. And now's the time to use it. Target acquired, sea lions. The orcas will ping them with high-frequency sound waves and listen for the echo. It allows these special forces to strike with high precision. Target locked. Target destroyed. Let's take a look at the orca's sonar system. The echolocating killer whale uses its lips to produce a train of rapid clicks. The click trains pass through a fatty area in the skull called the melon, which focuses the sound waves. These waves are projected into water in front of the whale, then bounce off any object, including prey. The orca detects sounds through fat-filled cavities in its lower jaw, where they're sent to the ear and brain. The pod has made it to the Antarctic, where the water is colder, more nutrient-rich, and prey is more abundant. Each killer whale can keep track of its own echoes, even when feeding in a busy pod. Staying out of each other's way makes hunting more efficient, especially when there's a large pod and plenty of prey. Each click lasts less than 1 millisecond. Sound waves travel through water 4.5 times faster than they travel through air. At short distances, high, even ultrasonic clicks can reveal a target's size, shape, speed, direction, and distance. For hunting more distant prey, orcas rely on lower frequency clicks, sometimes as low as a human voice. The pod has completed its eating mission today. The killer whale special forces now mobilize to a new undisclosed location where they'll repeat their tactics tomorrow on another unsuspecting prey. Every day across the vast plains of the African savanna, countless life and death battles play out. To make it out here takes a special set of skills. Kruger National Park in South Africa, a clan of ruthless predators have survival down to a science. Spotted hyenas. They're social, they're smart, and they patrol under a strict militaristic code of conduct to take down even formidable prey. Like any good Special Forces unit, every soldier has a rank and knows his or her role. The members distinguish each other by the spots on their coat. Each is unique, like a fingerprint, but the subtlety is just the start of their visual prowess. These patrollers have excellent night vision, assuring a good hunt even when the sun goes down. Because they work as a well-trained Special Forces unit, they don't shy away from hunting big game like zebras and wildebeest. The large herds of herbivores are especially vulnerable when the sharp-eyed hyenas stage their nighttime raids. On the hunt, spotted hyenas track their prey by sight, sound, and smell. Scent draws these Special Forces to the general area, but they depend on eyesight once they lock onto their target and move in for the kill. It's all eyes on the prey from all directions, waiting for the optimum moment to strike. But how do they see so well in the dark? A hyena on patrol uses built-in night vision goggles. A layer of tissue, called tapetum lucidum, reflects light back through the retina, increasing the light available to the photoreceptors. The tapetum lucidum increases night vision by more than 40%. While their prey sees total darkness, the hyenas see their target in range. When the target is locked, the hyenas don't give up. They chase and torment their prey to the very end. The exhausted wildebeest finds herself surrounded and outnumbered by the predators. Mission accomplished. Large prey is usually eaten on the spot, gobbled down before any competitors show up. But the hyena's night vision optics aren't perfect. Sometimes they give the game away. By reflecting and magnifying light, the tapetum lucidum sometimes shines back flashes in the dark, alerting the prey. Even so, by then, it's too late. Not all hyenas have the benefit of the clan. Some are outcasts, loners, forced to become thieves and scavengers. Unable to hunt big game, he relies on his night vision to patrol for small prey, or his sense of smell to find carrion. Tonight, he's crashing a honey badger dinner party. Living on smaller prey, he must eat more often, and during the day, he employs another visual technique to fill his belly. Rather than patrolling the plains, he scans the sky. Like flares, vultures circling a carcass signal where he'll find his next meal. Even without a clan, the hyena's reputation as a Special Forces warrior precedes him. All it takes is some aggressive posturing, and the vultures surrender the spoils. If the kill is large enough, he can eat up to 1/3 of his body weight, 15 or more kilos of meat and bones in one sitting.
Challenges are displayed through bellowing and paralleling each other, by walking back and forth, and by assessing each other's antlers, body size, and ability to fight. Often at this point, one of the bulls, usually the younger or smaller elk, will back down. But if both stand their ground, they'll engage in antler wrestling, a deadly show of strength that can cause serious injury. With harems of 5 to over 20 cows, depending on environmental factors, dominant bulls defend their harems from other bulls and predators. In North America, predators include coyote packs and cougars, who will mostly hunt calves, while wolves and brown, black, and grizzly bears have also been known to prey on elk. Whereas in Asia, the elk's natural predators include wolves, brown bears, dhowl, Siberian tigers, amur, snow leopards, lynx, and boars. Found in the tropical and subtropical forests of Central Africa are the ground-dwelling, predominantly plant-eating apes called gorillas. Gorillas are the world's largest primates. They are one of our closest living relatives. They mainly get around by knuckle walking, but will sometimes walk on 2 legs for short distances, either when carrying something or for defensive reasons. Adult male gorillas, usually no younger than 15 years old, are called silverbacks, taking their name from the silver hair on their back and hips. They can weigh up to 440 pounds, stand up to 6 feet tall, and possess an arm span of 8.5 feet. Gorillas live in troops, often consisting of one silverback, several adult females, and their offspring. Gorillas have larger muscles in their arms than in their legs, which can serve as extraordinarily powerful weapons. This is primarily due to the fact that they use their increased arm strength for bending and gathering foliage they live on. They inhabit wide-ranging territories, so competition for food amongst each other is rare. Gorillas rarely drink water, usually gaining enough fluids from succulent vegetation and morning dew. Sometimes, troops will have younger males known as blackbacks, who lack the silver hair and are subordinate to the silverback. The bonds between the females and the silverback are what the whole dynamic of the troop is based on. But it doesn't mean aggression between sexes doesn't occur. However, rarely is anyone hurt. The silverback is at the center of the troop, making all decisions, mediating conflicts, determining where they travel, feeding sites, and taking responsibility for everyone's safety. When the group is attacked by any predator, an individual silverback will take it upon himself to protect the group, even if it means the loss of his own life. When confronted with a foe, he will stand tall, beat his chest, and hoot and threaten the challenger before charging at the threat, giving the rest of the troop an opportunity to flee to safety. Silverback gorillas have incredible strength, 5 to 6 times stronger than a human being. They have short, bulky bodies with wide, muscular chests, powerful shoulders, and very long arms. Their power comes from their low center of gravity, coupled with extraordinarily large muscles across the chest, shoulders, and into the upper limbs. When two troops of gorilla engage in battle, or a silverback challenges another for the alpha position in the troop, they will engage in combat, sometimes to the death. They wrestle, tussling with each other, grabbing at each other's arms, sides, shoulders, or anything they can to throw their opponent to the ground. If lucky, the losing opponent will be able to run away. If not, he will die. The ability to melee and brawl is often the difference between life and death, not just for animals, but historically for humans as well. Where human beings created swords and weapons to wield, evolution has granted the elk 2 fearsome weapons on the very top of its head. Their antlers not only provide a means by which to impress potential mates, they grant the male elk a deadly weapon to defend themselves from predators and rival bulls. Despite a human skull being one of the strongest bones in the body, it's nothing compared to the skull of the mighty bison. We must train for the strength to lift and throw another person. Different types of rhino beetle grow unique horns they use to throw rival males from tree branches with a strength that can lift 850 times their own weight. Humans must also train to endure a fight that may go for half an hour. The bighorn sheep can smash their thick skulls and massive horns against each other for hours. Our hands are a delicate, intricate mass of fragile bones, evolved for precision. Unlike the mantis shrimp, whose claws grant them the fastest strike in the world and the ability to destroy armored prey with a single punch. Human legs give us the ability to walk, run, and jump. The kangaroos have evolved to enable them to travel great distances by hopping. Like the ostrich, whose legs make it the fastest two-legged creature on the planet, with a lethal kick that can kill a lion. Brush turkeys show little fear in protecting their young before they hatch, with a series of pecks from their beak, scaring away creatures much more deadly than they are. And the silverback gorilla, although being a near relative to human beings, is up to 20 times stronger, being able to literally flip a family sedan. Human beings have adapted to become the dominant force on the planet. But where we have evolved intellectually, animals continue to evolve physically, granting them the powerful weaponry found